So the first thing I do is shred up a bunch of junk mail and junk newspapers and soak them in a pail of water overnight at least. I think this was soaking for a night, maybe 2 days, and then I just let it sit for as long as I can. Next, I put some of that in a small mixing bowl, which is the amount that I'm going to be mixing, and add some hot water to that. And now I take my stick blender and blend that in real good to like this mushy consistency. Then here is the consistency of kind of like what it looks like. And make sure you shredded that paper really well so there's no like big chunks in there or anything. Next, I strain this out. In hindsight, I probably should have strained a little more water out. The more water you leave, the softer and more paste-like your end result's going to be. The less water, the more clay-like it'll be. So here's where I just drain out a little bit because I do want a thin consistency. Next, I got some Elmer's glue here. That's about where it comes into the bottle, like how much is in there. I'm just going to dump the rest of this into there and hope for the best. Otherwise, I had some Mod Podge on hand if I needed more, but that's all I used for this. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice. This kind of helps preserve things and so it doesn't like rot and get all moldy and gross while it's drying and wet. Just put a little bit in there, maybe about a tablespoon. I'm putting it in the glue bottle so I can get as much glue out of there as possible. So that's why I'm shaking it up and just kind of trying to get it out of there. Well, it didn't do much, but so you don't need much of that. Now I'm mixing it up, mixing that in. As you can see, it's a little too much water in there still, so if I had less water, it would probably take less of the following ingredients that you'll see. Yeah, so mixing that in real good here. Now I've got some plaster of Paris. I'm going to put some of this in there. This should make sure when it cures, it's like really hard and has a good, really tough consistency there. So I'm just putting a little bit of that in first and seeing where it goes to. And just adding as I feel fit. I add a little bit more once I mix that in real good. As you can see, a lot of water, it does take a lot more powdery substance to kind of thicken it up. But I just needed a slappable paste, if you will. So it was still a little too thin for what I wanted. So I'm going to maybe stick blend this a little bit to hopefully really get that in there real good. Mix it in a lot and see where I'm at. It was still too thin, so here I'm adding flour because I didn't want to waste all my more expensive plaster of Paris. So I figured I'd throw some flour in there to thicken it up a little more and mix that in real good. It was thickening up pretty good, but I still kind of wanted it thicker than that. You can see the consistency here. So I was like, the heck with it, let me just dump the rest of the flour in there and see what I can get. And so I mixed this in there real good as well. And now I get in there with my hands and try and get it to see what the consistency is really like. I just wanted like a slappable paste that'll smooth things out and hold stuff in. So this was pretty good. Again, I could have used a little less water. It could have been a little thicker than this, but I didn't want to waste more of my material, and this was going to work good enough. So this is pretty much the consistency I ended up with. Unfortunately, I can't really show you the project I'm adding to it yet, but hopefully eventually I can, and you'll see what I mean by paste that just goes into, slappable paste, if you will. But it dried up really hard and cured really well, so I'm really happy with this. So, I mean, the measurements don't have to be exact. So, yeah, that's the paste. So, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye.